I got my children back overnight with my Charlie.
Okay.
And they came with my kids, 1 and 3. And I remember putting them in front of the TV and walking, I was sober for 3 days, walking into the kitchen and thought it would be great for just have one drink. 2 days later, when the police kicked the door down, the children not being fed or changed diapers for 2 days, they took the children, they kicked me away and took my children. And I always remember my eldest, 3 years old, was holding on to Mommy's hand because the authorities were there, the police were there. And she said 3 things, and she walked down the path. She said, first of all, Betty, Danny, please don't go. And she's walking down the path, halfway down. She turned around and says, Daddy, can you please get better? And when she got to the gate, Mum opened the gate. And she turned around one more final time. And she said, Daddy, please stop crying.
Welcome back to Talk It Out with Marla P, with a podcast where we tackle the real issues behind addiction, mental health, and a journey to recovery. I'm your host, Marla, and today we have a special guest with us. Dr. Robb Kelly is a sought-after expert in addiction and mental health recovery, but beyond his impressive credentials, he has a deeply personal story that fuels his passion for helping others. Dr. Kelly is a founder and CEO of the Robb Kelly Recovery Group, a company dedicated to treating the root causes of addiction rather than just the symptoms. Over the last 20 years, he's worked with thousands of people, from everyday individuals to inmates in prisons, helping them break free from the chains of addiction. Dr. Kelly is a frequent contributor to national platforms, from The Doctors to US Today to the Jim Bohannon Show, and he's the author of the powerful book, Daddy, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking, which chronicles his own journey through addiction and recovery. He's also the creator of the Let's Get Back to 98% Recovery DVD series, which has been used in treatment centers across the U.S. Dr. Kelly, welcome. It's an honor to have you on today.
Thank you, Marla. The honor is all mine.
Perfect. Let's just dive in. Dr. Kelly, your personal story of overcoming alcoholism is so powerful. Can you share what that turning point was for you and what ultimately made you decide to change your life?
Well, it went on for years. I took my first drink at the age of 9 on stage at my musical Family. And it kind of not went down from there, but I kind of drank every weekend. And, I got married, 2 children, and the drinking got worse and worse and worse. And at the end, everybody was sick of it. My wife was just had enough. And then one morning I came down till 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm dying to drink. And I found a bottle of vodka, but she'd followed me downstairs. And as I put the bottle of vodka on the counter and turned around to get out the crystal glass, how crazy is that? Alcoholic, she snatched the bottle of the side, and I took the kitchen out, found stabbed her 3 times. So that's the depth where I went to. Shortly after that, she took the children away, and I became homeless. I was on the streets for 14 months, sleeping in the bushes, robbing people for alcohol, stealing alcohol, just horrible, horrible, horrible time. And then one morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, where all the factories and offices are, not a human being in sight. I dropped down to my hands and knees and I started to cry like a baby.
Wow.
Crying because I lost my children, my house, my money, my wife, my cars, my practice. None of that. I realized right there and then that I couldn't stop. And I remember as it was yesterday, Mom, we're looking up to the sky, and I said, if there is a God up there, I can't do this on my own anymore.
Oh, wow.
After dying twice on the streets.
Yes.
Suicide attempt. And a guy came around the corner and he was like, no, and a little Bible in his hand. And he said, my name is Derek, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah. It turns out he'd missed the last bus home from the Bible study. And the first time ever he walked home and he took this shortcut and he came upon me. He took me back to the house, and that's where my journey started.
Wow.
But it gets weirder than that. It really does. I mean, the story about John is...
Right. Wow. Can you talk about the specific challenges you faced while trying to stay sober and how you overcame them?
The challenges were that I was surrounded by it, and I was surrounded by people that drank, and I was surrounded by the medical fraternity who had no idea what I was suffering from. So God bless the medical fraternity, but they know nothing about addiction and alcoholism or any kind of mental health.
Right.
So, I had to go and research myself. And after I met this guy called John, who we could never trace after, I started to teach a lot, and I pulled away from my old friends and started a different life with the mindset. We studied neuroscience. So I have a Ph.D. in behavioral science, Ph.D. in psychology, and we studied neuroscience as well pertaining to alcoholism, addiction, childhood trauma, Alzheimer's, all that stuff. So today, I surround myself with people that I still want to be. I never want to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm kind of one of those guys. I'm always teaching, learning, and with the information we got, we're the leading guys in this industry. We really are. We have a 98% success rate and a minority.
Awesome. Your book, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking, offers a raw and personal account of your journey. What was the hardest part of sharing your story with the world?
The hardest part today, Marla, and it still makes me cry, is after the stabbing incident, I fled to Spain because you were attempted murder charge out of me.
Wow.
3 months later, I came back, all charges were dropped, and she left with the children, my wife. I got my children back overnight with my attorney. And they came with my kids, 1 and 3. And I remember putting them in front of the TV and walking, I was sober for 3 days, walking into the kitchen and thought it would be great to just have one drink. 2 days later, when the police kicked the door down, the children not being fed or changed diapers for 2 days, they took the children, they kicked me away and took my children. And I always remember my eldest, 3 years old, was holding on to Mommy's hand because the authorities were there, the police were there. And she said 3 things, and she walked down the path. She said, first of all, Daddy, please don't go. And she's walking down the path, halfway down. She turned around and says, Daddy, please get better. And when she got to the gate, Mum opened the gate. And she turned around one more final time, and she said, Daddy, please stop drinking. And it ripped my heart out. And 2 or 3 weeks after that, everything had gone, I was on the streets.
Oh, wow. So that inspired the title of the book.
Well, it's funny, really, because what we did is I've never seen my daughter for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And I've always wanted to write a book. And over 3 or 4 years, I was just giving pieces to my wife, and she put it all together. And we finished the book, and we sat on it and wondered, what title should you call it? And my daughter texted me. They let them read from England. And she said, Dad, Marla, she called me Dad.
Oh.
First time in 30. So she said, I want to see you. I've seen you on TV. I don't believe what Mom was telling me all these years. So my company's a multi-million-dollar company, so we have people around us. So within 4 hours, we're on a plane heading to England. And I got there, and the next day, went out to the house and was crying. Because I was just thinking, all that, what a terrible guy you are. And before I knocked on the door, she opened the door. And we fell into each other's arms and we cried. It was just so healing. But then she grabbed my hand and she walked me into her living room and she handed me my 3-month-old granddaughter. So while we were there, and I was telling her about the book, and she said, why don't you title it The Last Thing I Said to You? And I said, I didn't know what that was. Can you please stop? Thank you.
Oh.
And we're from. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
That girl now is my lead therapist in my Manchester office. And my younger daughter only touched me about 4 months ago. Oh, it's all come back. God's good to me, man.
Full circle, right?
Anybody can do this, guys. I'm thinking about that. Anybody.
Awesome. So you're the founder of Robb Kelly Recovery Group, which is based on years of research and behavior studies. What do you think sets your approach apart from traditional addiction treatment methods?
Well, with the neuroscience, guys, so everybody wants to concentrate on the alcohol and drugs and all that. This is our findings that alcoholics are born drug addicted. We truly believe that alcoholics are born with a predisposition and 3 parts of the brain differ. Drug addicts have an addictive personality. So what we found is we don't concentrate on the alcohol, drugs, sex, porn, food, whatever it is. Alcohol has 1% to do with alcoholism. That's what we found. Hence the saying, I didn't have a drinking problem, I had a thinking problem. So that we go straight to the source of childhood trauma is the gateway drug. And if you're born alcoholic, we have to concentrate on the three parts of the brain. You need to keep clear a child trauma. So alcohol is kind of pushed to one side. Whereas most people, if we could just stay sober for a week, if I stay in this treatment center for 30 days, like you're not going back to the root of the problem that's making you use or making you great and you're not doing it. And the other research you found as well is the hypothalamus, which is our survival part of the brain. This is intriguing, real tap from me on this. Because I was interested more in what it comes to reading. So the hypothalamus, it tells everybody in the world from birth, we need to drink water, eat food to survive. With alcoholics that's born, it's passed down from generation to generation. It may skip one or two, like it did in my family. But what happened is during my drinking career, the hypothalamus changes with the alcohol.
Okay.
And it tells the alcoholic alcohol only. So when the survival part of the brain is telling you to drink alcohol, that's why A, we can go days without drinking water, and two, everything, children, everything else is by the by, because my brain is saying drink alcohol now, or you're going to die. Even though it's flipped to the opposite. If I keep drinking, I will die. So that's what we found with our neuroscience research over the last 15 years.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. How do you help clients address the root causes of addiction rather than just the symptoms?
We have certain tools that we use. We have 9D breathwork therapy, which is the latest software. I'm going back and pulling the trauma out. We have brain spotting, which pulls the trauma through the eyes, people to the subconscious brain when it's all stored. We use NLP, we use subliminal messaging, we use psychology, behavioral science. I mean, it's all individually packed. I only take on 3 patients every 3 months. I tend to take on the A-list actors, the movie stars, the musicians. I concentrate on my 5 offices around the world, including San Antonio, concentrate on people like me, the working guy. We also have 25% of our work is pro bono. Every person in my company has to carry a free client.
Awesome.
And that's just the way it is. So, I think when you're passionate about what you do and you have a solution to a problem that nobody's been seen to do over the hundreds of years, addiction's been around. I'm excited every morning to get up and go into the office because I know that God's kept me alive for one thing. And that's it. Nobody gets in front of you by mistake. So the healing, I heal during the day. If I'm passing the gas station, I see her, a mom trying to squeeze $3-4 of cash. You got gas in the car, you got 4 children in the back seat. That's my calling. I'll go over, I'll fill a tank, I'll give her a bunch of money, and what she does with that is none of my business, and then I walk away. And because God will give me all these things I never dreamt of, all the things. So I have to do that. It's part of my deal to learn.
What kind of impact have you seen from the approach you've developed, both in terms of individuals and larger treatment facilities?
It's huge, I mean, I've dealt with about 1,000 patients right now. Like I say, our success rate is 98%. The next one to us is 11%. We also offer you money back guarantee if you relapse. Stuff that we really concentrated on. So there's been huge success from either, we had a guy who swept the road and empty trash cans, and he wanted to be the manager of the trash, van with the 3 guys on it. And that's all he wants to be in life. And, to see that is amazing. And it's like a broken down actor up from LA jail to work with him. And when we finish working with him, he gets the script for the biggest movie deal ever. I mean, it's just stuff like that. We don't really believe in treatments that there's a bunch that we think are fantastic and we send people to, but we find the most treatment center not the solution. If you take a little Johnny back into your treatment center, but I'm charging $10,000 of money. So, we're aggressive. Every single person in my company around the world has to either be a recovered alcoholic, PTSD, depression, drug addict. Everyone's recovered from a journey that they teach other people. So if you come through depression, we're with patients who are depression.
That is awesome.
if you haven't gone through it, you don't understand how I did when I'm in the midst of alcohol.
Right.
You don't understand what I will do to you if you had a bottle of vodka and you held it behind your back and said, you can't, it's kind of that. The person would be, they probably call the police on me if I said it to them, but unless you understand that mindset, then you can have 20 years of college, it doesn't make any difference.
Right.
All counseling, great, go do it. But addiction, childhood trauma, I'm grieving deadline, So it's
sure.
So actually, you see, the homelessness, the losing the children, all the terrible things, the dying twice on the streets, the poverty, the shame, the guilt. I hated everybody for that when I was on the streets. I blamed everybody. I wasn't into this God thing, what got you done to me. But when I'm on this journey, I realized that them homeless days was like a semester at Harvard University. Stuff I living on them streets is probably 90% of what we do today.
Oh, wow. And I'm sure as far as with your clients, just knowing that they have someone in their corner that's relatable, that definitely makes a difference.
That's a great question. No, it's so much is because when one alcoholic, one addict, one depressed person sits down with another, the marine part of the brain and the mind is energy, I can say it, but it's mind over matter. The brain's matter, so you control this. When this meets this in another person, you have a connection straight away.
So why do you believe trauma is often overlooked in traditional recovery programs?
Because trauma used to be car crashes and divorces and stuff. But the moment we went back and studied, especially with alcoholics and addicts, because we're more sensitive to trauma. It's different from other people. Shouts at me and my brother, get down off that table before your father comes in. My brother jumps down and I freeze. I never did. It's stuff like that. So when we go back, we carry inside everything. So when somebody's here and they're not successful or relationships can't work or whatever it is, and we traced it back, it's an identical match, the behavior. So what happened here as a child? And but you can't see that yourself because it's in the subconscious mind. You need someone to help you pull that out. But I stand by Ryan, childhood traumas for an alcoholic addict or depressed tendencies can be somebody to say, shut up, you're not really talking about that childhood trauma. So after our work, when I was going through university, my professor sent me to the zoo for a year.
Okay.
And for that freezing cold, snowy for a year. But my idea was when I was studying chimps and the chimpanzees and apes, the behavior and the nurturing of children. So I came out with a very controversial saying that I stand by and I believe is true, is anything less than nurturing as a child is child abuse. Now, I know it's harshly, guys, and it's no one's fault here, but I'm saying that nurturing, when your kids come home from school, that's when the nurturing has to start. When your kid comes home from school to whatever's in the fridge and then he goes upstairs and he's gaming for 4 to 5 hours before he goes to sleep, I'm going to show him a future addict straight away. So we're nurturing with our children, no matter how old they are, is very, very important. It's like we do the investment and the learned behavior from parents will define our lifestyle. So if you're kind or dad's not got time for you or screaming at you, you will attract a relationship that's the same as mum and dad. Because when dad comes home drunk 2 or 3 days a week and he gets into a fist fight with mom and he hits her, and she's bruised, and the girl next morning go, oh, I love you, I'm sorry, and she goes, oh, it's okay, I love you too. That child thinks that's love. So when she leaves, she will attract the same guy with the energy in the brains. That's to the extent that if she does meet a great guy, she'll self-sabotage that relationship. It doesn't feel bomb.
That is so true. You've been involved in studies and addressing the stigma surrounding mental illness. How do you think this stigma impacts the recovery process, and what can be done to change the narrative?
I think it's still an underground illness. I think it's something that all the movie stars and musicians, you're literally the highest paid in the world. I was asking, will you come out with me and stand up for it? Dr. Robb, I'd love to, but I can't. They'll strip me up this movie. They'll cancel my record here. And it's really crazy. So I think he's still around. See, everyone thinks addiction is a curse or afflicts you addiction is a, because once we get through our addiction, we have a second lifetime. It's like I missed the first one off, but I have a second lifetime. So where would it go for anything? And the other thing is, of course, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I come out some years ago. I studied it was cancer. I'm an alcoholic. I did this because should we say that it'll affect your businesses and your private. I don't care. Somebody had to do it. I think it was 10, 12, 15 years ago I stood up.
Right.
I told the story all over the place. And but surely, millions of us started to do that. And now we're talking on a daily basis about mental health. It's every topic when you talk. I've got a tattoo down here and it says, "Recovered by God." Oh my God. And the amount of people in response to stuff like, "Oh my God, can you see what that means?" And I go, "What do you think it means?" And they go, "Addiction." I go, "Yeah." Come out and you start talking about me. We need to tell our story of recovery to inspire other people and do it do it from the top of the mountains. And
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Your Let's Get Back to 98% Recovery DVDs have been used in prisons and treatment centers. Can you share any impactful stories or feedback you received from individuals who have gone through this program?
Oh, I mean, there's always this fellow called ABAs on me. The 98% success rate is something I came up with 20 years ago because I wasn't happy with the 1 and 2 and 5% success rate. But we really need to be told the truth about addiction. It's not what you think it is. Alcoholism, addiction, charity. It's not what people think it is. Everybody thinks, "Oh, Johnny around the corner, he drinks every day. He's an alcoholic." You might go on the streets, in San Antonio. We can ask 20 people, "Can you tell what alcoholics is?" Yeah, somebody who drinks so much alcohol. It's not true. Alcoholism is the only self-diagnosed illness in the world. But people will tag you with that. So it's a guy out from LA jail, orange jumpsuit on, shackles on his feet, shackles, handcuffs on, and we didn't know who it was until waiting in the waiting room of this courtroom, and he came with his tattoos, and he was broken. The film company, everyone knows, and the film company dropped him and wanted anything to do with him, and the judge said him and stick him in prison for 2 to 5 years. And I said, "Oh, we'll take you." And then the judge said, "Well, listen, here's the deal, Dr. Kelly. If he goes missing, because that's what he used to do, if he goes missing in your care, then you'll be back in my court." And I said, "Judge, I'm not taking that. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. You have to take that off the table." And he did. So their grip handcuffs went, come off, my handcuffs went on. With my guys, with the couple of bodyguards. We got into the plane, we flew him into DFW, we helicoptered him into the ranch. And we worked with him for 3 months. We do a lot of subliminal work where we're planting stuff in the conscious and subconscious brain. People were told, I kept definitely going to go get high-speed most down the world because it's impossible. Don't know, bridges. Anyway, children's program read. And this is all time. They all come, he's got his big, and they'll come in this thing, deliver to the door. I take it off from Virginia to this guy, he opens it, and the spirit from the biggest crossing movie in the world. What I got, and this success story like that all through my life.
Very inspiring. Wow. It's good stuff.
I know a funny story, and before he died, he told me I can always say this. Eddie Van Halen was a patient of mine, and he's like, "Tell everybody this is funny." So we get the person in the airport, he comes up, Dr. Robb, and said, "Yeah, I don't know who Eddie Van Halen is." And he says, "It's Amy." I said, "Okay, good." He said, "Surely you recognizing me?" And I said, "We can cut that crap right here. We're not playing that game." But he got well, and he got into the record deal. But this was the funny part. He said, "You have to tell people." So I had a musician. And he's playing, he's messing around. Now, I love Michael Jackson, in the day, and there's a guitar solo in there that's very, it's all beated, the record beated. And he started playing it. And he was like, "Oh my God, he's really good at that." So I went into the room, I said, "Eddie, that was unbelievable. It's just like the record." And my wife was like, because she's American, she looked over to me, and Eddie started smiling. I went, "What?" He said, "That is me on the record." I'm like, "Oh, you're that guy?" Oh, it's so funny. We laughed our heads off. Okay, really good. It sounded perfect. It's perfect. Oh, God.
That's good. Wow. Given the success of your work, what advice will you give to someone just starting their recovery journey or someone who's struggling to stay sober?
Listen here, guys, I'm going to tell you real quick. It's not hard to get clean and sober. It's not hard to earn $1 million. It's not hard to do anything you want in your life. Okay, I want to put that out there. The hard part is staying while you do it. Okay, now literally, you can do anything in your life once you solve a childhood problem and your addictions. But Jesus, now years and years ago, I was into politics. Nobody's done anything for me. Never. So I'm not even interested. But one of the questions I said, what do you think I used to say to people is, listen, you could be anybody you want. And 90% of Americans always used to say back to me, well, can't President of the United States are there. Forget your political views. We're in a business now, running the country for 4 years. Don't dare tell me you can't achieve your dreams. It's not true, guys. Somebody's put that there when you were a child. You know, remember a child throwing footballs? Johnny, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a footballer. What about you, Billy? Oh, I want to be a famous actor. What happened to them dreams? I'll tell you. They were kicked out of by her family or friends. No, that's a dream, but you can't be a doctor. You know? I come from a Section 8 housing. That's where we grew up doing the equipment. I come in the streets. I was around the streets. How can I go from there to here? How is that possible? Well, one of the reasons I'm still doing this today, as I get older and older, is I want to prove to somebody it's possible. You never know how powerful your mind is.
That's right.
Realize that and find somebody who can access that part of your mind.
That's right.
Another guy, and he hated his job. And he's just got from his wife, and he's had problems with alcohol and stuff like that. And when we started getting well, it's like, hey, well, you hate your job, but I can't afford to leave. The pension's good. I said, what did you do in your spare time? I said, well, I can't tell you, we promised. And tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. He said, I knit socks on this machine. And all the families got socks, and I knit them. I said, how many do you knit? I don't know. 3 a week. I said, okay, we're going to get you a website. We're going to get some business cards for you. That's what we did, $20. His website was like $9 off Philadelphia, and his cards were like $9 off Vistaprint. And we got on, and he called me up one day, man. He said, I've sold a pair of socks. This was years ago. I sold a pair of socks. Doctor, you were right, man. I'm going to do 2 or 3 next month.
That's right.
He owns the largest sock company in the world. Now, I can't mention it, but they give, if you buy a pair of socks, they give a pair of socks away to somebody who needs it. That company. So don't stop putting the brakes on your imagination, man. Reach for the start. There's no reason you can't make it. There's no reason that you're not a fantastic leader, because I'll tell you something more. You're 25 more attractive than you think you are. You're 20% more intelligent than you think you are. And you are 100% capable of doing mindless money. I don't mind saying that. If it's just not around, I've around for a million and 10 million, it never made me happy. Now I have all the toys, but my biggest thing was getting my children back. But whatever yours is,
That's right.
Go out and get it. Quantum physics backs me up on this. Visualize it, start making a plan towards it, and don't tell anybody, tell you what to do. If you have somebody around you, they go, what are you doing? You can't do it. Get rid of them. Okay? Get rid of them, because then people keep you out. And they're like a cancer in your group.
That's right.
You're trying to watch American, and you're how from check. Because we stepped away from them guys, Robb, you know, essentially needs 18 million feet. Yeah. And you know why? One of the reasons why I stepped away from you guys who said I can't do it. So it's important to surround yourself with A, people like B, and C, be group validate you and that prove you. But most women we get here that's been molested or something when they were young, when we get to the root of the trauma and childhood trauma, they've never been validated for that abuse, because mom and dad wouldn't talk about it. It was swept under the carpet. When my priest molested me, I told my mom she'd hit you with a wooden shoe across my backside and stuck me on the door. How dare you say that about our priest? So once one is validated and approved that happened, and I take on board, I validate you that I know it happened, and I'm so sorry that happened to you, that's when the tears start. We can get into the real world. And
that's right.
You've got to stop believing naysayers, and you've got to really start believing. I think if you come over the other side of alcoholic addiction. I bet all my money I have, everything I have right now, that you've been chosen to go help other people. Because when I get to heaven, you know what? God's not going to ask me, hey, how much was that big house you lived in?
That's right.
How many will? Oh my God, I see that. Still gold. What? No. It's going to ask me one thing. How many people did you help?
That's right.
I want a big number. I want a big number. So that's what gets me up in the morning every single day.
I love that. Very inspiring, very uplifting. I love that. So what's next for you, Dr. Kelly? Are there any upcoming projects or new initiatives you're excited about?
Yeah, so my office is the big office in San Antonio, of course. I opened a British restaurant next door to my offices, and it's called the Old English Tea Shop.
Congratulations.
So we got into all these people. They're studying. So we serve everything in England. We don't bring anything around. So we do that, and then we have a strict security company, and then how a conference company. So I have 4 companies overall. I want to build a $5 million. We got the Rockefeller Foundation. I want to build a $5 to $10 million unit in San Antonio for people that can't afford treatment, for people that can't afford clothes, for people that can't afford to eat. I want the masses to come together, and we'll have a section over here for housing. We'll have a section over there for clothes and babies and stuff. We'll have all this stuff. We'll pay you rent for 12 months. We'll get you settled and stuff like that. That's what I want. We already do that. It comes out online. So 150,000 per pack. Both in Manchester and in Texas and all over America, actually. So I'm adamant that I want to take that 150,000 that we're paying, the 10 million that we're paying, 20 million, 100 million. I mean, where'd you start? I don't know that beacon, so I can look back and go, I also want people to say, oh my God, he was a great guy, he helped so many people. I don't want any of that accolades. I don't,
Right.
In normal life, it's like, I have something that not a lot of people have, and that is enough. I have enough.
That's right.
So why wouldn't I give back?
I love that. I love that. Wow. Dr. Kelly, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. You're awesome. You're awesome.
It's clear that your passion for the work is limitless, and your dedication to changing lives is truly amazing. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to leave my listeners, or any words of wisdom?
Yeah, believe, guys. Okay. If you believe in yourself, people will believe in you. If you love yourself, people will love you. Watch your internal dialogue. If you drop a pen on the floor tonight, what a stupid idiot. Stop that, guys. Because if you're talking to yourself like that, when I want other people to talk to you like that, don't do that. Stand up and talk. Stay away from the people that are not good for you. Talk the only, don't let anybody speak down to you. I don't care if you sweep the floors of a factory and the CEO, don't let him speak down to you.
That's right.
And really getting your stuff together. And if you want to come and message me on Facebook or social medias, I'm going to help you as much as I can. I'm not going to cost anything. And the last thing I'll say is, parents, if you have a child, 17, 18, whatever, going through this, we have a hotline that's on the website. You can call that 24 hours a day, and you can call it 100 times a day. We'll never charge you. I bless this as mother and dad because they died early because of my shenanigans and homelessness. So we're there to help. I'm not here to grab patients. Thank you. I had enough right now to last me. I'm here to save a life today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was going to ask you, for my listeners, like if they want to learn more about you and the work that you're doing, how can they find you? Okay.
So if you're listening and watching, guys, I spell my name with 2 P's, ROBBKEROY.com or Dr. Robb Jones, any search engine, and you see all the stuff that we do in the world excited about. Come join us, strong frienders and messengers. And if you message me online in the next 7 days, and I saw you guys on the podcast, it was amazing. I got 10 free books. I'm going to sign it to you guys, and I'm going to pay for the shipping. You'll get a free book signed to you as long as you message me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, I appreciate your time, and it's been an honor and a pleasure meeting you and learning more about you and you sharing your expertise.
Thank you, Marlon. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, before we leave, I'd like to leave my listeners with my motto: when you see the need, plant the seed. Thank you, Dr. Kelly.